we want to change 120 degrees to radians. So we want to change 120 degrees to radians. Now what we do is we take 120 degrees and we're going to multiply, and if we notice we want to cancel the degrees, so we know 180 degrees is equal to what? Pi. Okay, so now we want to reduce, so what's understood to be underneath here is a 1, so both 120 and 180, they both go into 60, so how many 60s go into 120 would be 2, and how many 60s go into 180 would be 3, and we notice those degrees cancel, so then what are we left with? 2 pi, so 2 times pi is 2 pi, over 1 times 3 is 3, so that's 2 pi over 3. So another name for what 120 degrees in radians is what? 2 pi over 3. Now let's try another one. Suppose we want to change 60 degrees to radians. So again, we start with 60 degrees, and then what do we want to go in the denominator? We want what? Degrees to cancel. So we know 180 degrees is equal to pi. What's understood to be underneath the 60 is a 1. So 60 goes into 60. Now we're looking for something common to 60 and 180. 60 goes into 60 once. How many 60s into 180 would be what? 3. So then what do we get? Well, 1 times pi, multiply straight across, and we notice the degrees cancel again. 1 times pi is pi, and then 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, so that's just a short little way to show what changing from degrees to what radians. Now, if we had to do the opposite way, so suppose we have change pi over 6 to degrees. Well, now what do we want to cancel? Well, first of all, we have pi over 6 times, and what do we want to cancel? Well, we want to cancel the pi for sure. So what do we want is we want the pi in the denominator, and we want what? 180 degrees in the numerator. And now what are we going to see? Is we notice that the pi's cancel. Pi goes into pi once, pi goes into pi once. And then what's common here are 6's. 6 goes into 6 once. How many 6's into 180? How many 6's into 180 would be 30. Now we notice we still have the degrees, so 1 times 30 degrees is 30 degrees over what? 1 times 1 is 1, so 30 degrees over 1 is 30 degrees. So another name for what? Pi over 6 is what? 30 degrees.